Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode. We are going to cover quite a few messages. I think we have like 8 of them, 7 of them. I can't count. It's okay. Those 7 messages do include one. We're going to talk about SharePoint Online, being able to do some shaping of our images, which is fantastic. I've seen it. It's in wonderful functionality for page designers. We're going to talk about the ability to view attachments that have been added to a meeting that was created in Outlook, but we're going to be able to view those in Teams, which fantastic. I really like it when those Teams and Outlook calendar functionality comes together. And then also we're going to talk about how Copilot is going to add more time that it's going to be able to look at in Microsoft Teams chats and channels to give us information. All of that and more in this week's episode. Stick around. Let's roll it.
Always more,
Always.
and more.
And more. Hello, everyone. We tried something new. I'm just going to let people know we tried something new because it's just the way Daryl rolls. He goes, hey, let's just do it. We're going to press the button. We went live while we were prepping for the show and talked about a few messages and talked through our process of evaluation, which kind of typically dives deeper into messages and figuring out what is this actually saying and is this a thing and all that. So we went live. You could check out that on our channel.
I'll put a link somewhere.
Yeah. And you can check out that. We'd love to hear your feedback. We're thinking of maybe doing that on a regular basis, of kind of giving that insight and gives a little bit more information and letting guys and gals see that. So anyway, check that out. Would love to get your feedback on that. Make sure you leave us a message down in the comments, whether you think that's great, or if you're on the audio podcast or you like socials, you can hit us up at 365MCS on all the socials that matter. We'd love to hear what your thoughts are on, hey, would you like to see that? Would you like to participate in, because it's not just you sitting around listening to us. There's a live chat and you give input and we can have a conversation around potential messages. So.
Yep. No, we will definitely value that, because sometimes we find in the comments later on, maybe I'll correct. I was off my understanding on a message.
No.
And someone gives us a bit more thought around that, so that's cool. And other times too, we're sort of thinking through what do we think is of value to our audience. It's good to be able to go through that process. We also talk, because we're both old.
Whoa.
Or should I just speak for myself?
Yes.
Okay. And we might say some golden stuff that we probably should have written down or even hit record beforehand, and then we can't remember for the show. What was I talking about again?
But there's not going to be any of that for this episode. We remember everything.
Yeah.
So let's dive into it.
Yes.
The first message is Microsoft SharePoint Online. Apply shapes to images, MC 799283. This is one of the ones I was mentioning at the top of the episode. We're going to be able to apply shapes to images on pages. And it just gives us ability to be a little bit more artistic with the information that we're putting on a page. So there's lots of images that we're going to teardrop. Pebble is an interesting one. I think people will like that one as well. But it's a little bit artistic flair to our pages when we are adding images. Not just that rectangle or square. We can bring some flair to it. So it's just a real quick message on this one, but it is coming very soon. So general availability, which is everyone apparently, worldwide, GCC, GCC High, and DoD.
All the
All of them.
acronyms.
Well, rolling out late June. Yeah. I don't know what. So is it in the middle? Who knows?
Early, late.
2024. Yeah. I think there's some editing issues there. And expected to be completed rolling out late July 2024. This one has been updated because of release times, and I think that's where some editing issues happened. Mm-hmm. But coming soon, and I'd love to see how people use this in conjunction with background images and all that kind of stuff for their SharePoint pages. Really looking forward to that. And another thing that I kind of queued up at the top of the show is attachments in meetings. Tell me, sir, how it's getting better.
Well, this is something that we notice between creating meeting invites, the difference between the experiences. A lot of us still do this within Outlook because we've got a full, rich experience, been able to do everything we've always been able to do. One being attach documents to a meeting or a link to a meeting, rather link to a document so that people can read up and it's related to the meeting. Now, when you do that within Outlook, it doesn't necessarily appear in Teams. So this message, Microsoft Teams view attachments to invitations created in Microsoft Outlook. The title seems a bit confusing, but this is what it is. It's about if I have attached a document to a meeting invite in Outlook, then it's going to appear in Teams. Good screenshot showing you where you'll find those attachments. You kind of look at it and go, yeah, well, why didn't we always have this? What was difficult about it? But clearly there'd be a few things around why. So what else can we say about it? Just that it's something that we will benefit from shortly. Yeah, I think we're going to see this a bit more over time.
Hopefully.
The parallel experience, because there's a few things that still people, don't have confidence in using Teams to set up their meetings. There's actually one, Daniel, I'll just say this briefly too, going back in the other direction. Collaborative notes and Teams invites doesn't appear in Outlook, so I think it's a give and take.
Yet. Hopefully. Yeah. Hopefully that will come. But I feel like any kind of functionality that we can get in both places, it's calendars, it's meetings. Yeah. Like, it should be the same stuff.
Mm-hmm. Especially for helping people prepare. So targeted release rolling out early July, complete mid-July. Good. General availability worldwide, rolling out mid-July, completed mid-July.
Same time. It's going to be one of those instants. It's instant. So targeted release, it's going to take a little while, but then instantly everyone's going to have it.
At mid-July. Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm. Between mid. It could be that it's a day or two. Maybe maybe they're being very specific, but anyway, we'll move on from that. But let's stick with Outlook though, because it's good to hear that Outlook could benefit from some, again, Teams crossover.
Yeah, new Microsoft Outlook. New search filters. How many times can we say new in a title? MC801261. So the search filtering when you're doing in Outlook is getting a little bit of a refresh or more functionality in that we're going to now be able to, it's going to be all. So when we're searching, we're going to have a filter. It's all. And then mail, files, all that makes sense. Then Teams and people. So Teams is going to include all your chats in Teams, not channel, right, messages. We're talking about chat messages, as well as people results. So being able to find people and check out their people card. This is functionality for me, I think is great. Let's talk about the people part. The whole organizational chart and all that kind of, some stuff, premium versus not, and all this kind of weird stuff when it comes to organization. Now, being able to find those people and see their full people card when we're doing a search, and then being able to filter by that, and then also filtering those chat messages in Teams. we're going to be able to see it all, but being able to filter down. Hey, I was having a chat with Daryl in Teams, but I don't know, I can't find it or whatever. Was it part of a group chat? Was it just me and him? I'm in Outlook. I want to find it. Let's go.
Or even wider than that, Daniel. I think we're thinking, I had a conversation with Daniel somewhere. I can't remember if it was email or chat.
Right. And having that show up, and then also, being able to slice and dice. Anytime we have search, filters is great because, you can get as concise as you can be, with the knowledge you have, right? You're trying to find something. So, love it. Targeted release rolling out mid-July 2024. Expected to be completed by mid-August. So there's going to be some time for rolling this out. General availability worldwide mid-August through mid-September 2024. Daryl, I'm going to challenge you on this one. Can you make this a quick one? This is chat responses from Copilot. We're getting more time.
Right. Yeah, so again, an insight. We put a little cue beside the messages in our pre-production. This is meant to be quick. And given that the topic is time, my time starts now. Microsoft Copilot in Microsoft Teams improved time-based responses in chat and channels. This is MC 801583. A slightly confusing title, but just digging into the detail, there are two things that is improved here. First of all, Daniel hinted it at the top of the show, we will have more time in our results. So if you are questioning and asking about things within Teams chat using Copilot, then it's going to be able to search back to the last 30 days. Or, sorry, it was limited to the last 30 days. It was. And perhaps you didn't realize that. But if you were having a conversation older than that, it might not necessarily come back with results from the prompt. The second thing it's going to do is, I guess, improve the way that time is expressed in its results.
Improve, though? Is that the right word?
Some of us want that extra detail. The timestamps. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, because they're changing the timestamp to be, and it's kind of like that fuzzy timestamp you get in, if you so choose, in SharePoint, where it goes recently or yesterday. This person added this document. I don't want yesterday. There's 24 hours in yesterday. When? This one is, they're removing the time part stamp of it and going, it was this day to this day. Cool, but when? I don't know. In this kind of response, in the demonstration it's showing in the screenshot, I don't think it matters as much. I think it matters more when we're trying to be very precise and getting information from Copilot. I think that's when it's going to be like, wait a minute, when on that day?
Well, perhaps I should have given the context. The screenshot gives a prompt that says summarize the key action items from March. And so you are wanting at least 30 days, well, the last 30 days, the month, but maybe time doesn't matter at that point. And perhaps if you did want time, then you could prompt that as well. Keep it as part of your prompt. So we'll see. But I claim that Daniel has made this message length a bit longer than expected because
you
he
have
took
failed
making comments. So targeted release will begin rolling out in early July 2024, expected to be complete mid-July, and general availability will begin rolling out mid-July, expected to be complete late July. That's a better date range. Keeping with Copilot, tell us about file links.
This show may be sponsored by Copilot. We're not sure. They've got a lot of money. Microsoft Copilot, optimized file link support in Microsoft Teams chat and channels. MC 800851. So when we are having a conversation with Copilot, our friend, which I chuckle because I was showing a Copilot video from Microsoft, and at the top of it, it goes, Copilot, your new work friend or something. I'm like, friend. Okay. But basically, when we're talking to Copilot, we expect for it to, I expect for it to return information that is related to what I'm asking, not just specific things. Like, for instance, when I say, when I'm in a chat with someone or in a channel having a conversation, and I say, Copilot, tell me what John said about this, or what John shared, and that's what the screenshot shows here as the example. I want it to say, here's all the things that John shared. And this example says files. But if I said, what has John shared about X topic, I want to know what John has shared. This message is talking about Copilot is going to bring those files that were shared in that chat or in that channel conversations and make those available as a response to when you say things like, what files has John shared in this context? This one, though, was one that, we mentioned at the top of the show about how we did the pre-production live and let people kind of give some input. This is one that kind of prompted us to think about doing that, because we kind of dived into, we actually spent quite a bit of time on this one talking about how Copilot does work and how it should work. When it relates to documents and when it relates to conversations and returning information that we're looking for. So we won't rehash all of that, but I think for this message, it seems that Microsoft is building into the capabilities of Copilot, functionality of understanding not just what was said in chat as in words, but also some actions. And the action here being sharing a file. Right, Daryl?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It seems that's going to be useful as we see a Copilot within Teams become a bit smarter. We know that there's quite well-developed experiences in the meetings side of things, but chat and channels needs to build out a bit more. I guess
Absolutely.
One thing that we did talk about as we were sort of in pre-production was that Copilot accessing chat, accessing semantic index, accessing all the different things it knows about the file. It's all there. It's just we need to see Copilot mature a bit more to be able to go into a file perhaps and tell us, John attached this sales training presentation. What did he mention about things in that presentation?
Yeah, I think that's the next step, and something that I think I'll play around with once we get this. We'll talk about when this is rolling out, but for example, in this screenshot, it shows that one of the files that was shared is the sales training presentation. Well, what if I said, locate Copilot, please, since you're my friend, apparently. Copilot, please locate the file that John shared talking about sales training and give me the 4 points, that were in that presentation. I want it to do it, right? I don't want it to go, here's the file. No. I said, locate the file, but give me the points. And will it do that in this? I hope so. We just don't know yet. But I'm waiting. When general availability rolls out worldwide, beginning mid-July of 2024 and through late July, I will definitely be testing whether it does return that information.
Cool.
Speaking of information, Daryl, let's talk about delegating seeing some information in Viva Insights.
Why not? All right, so now that Daniel said the title for me, the message number is, Microsoft Viva Insights Delegate Access to Microsoft Copilot Dashboard, MC 801259. We talked about this, I guess, a few weeks back, where people leaders can access a dashboard to see how their people, the people they manage, are using Copilot. Not specifically, not I can see Daniel's usage, but the 10 people that I manage, here's the rolled up kind of aggregate experience. across my team. And that's good information for a manager who's wanting to make sure we're getting the most out of our investment, maybe even from an adoption perspective, thinking, oh, I see that our team isn't doing so well, maybe I'll contact the learning and development team and get some help. But there's another aspect of this where maybe that is just another thing on the manager's list, and they've got other things that they've got to do. They might need some help with this to check out that dashboard. So this allows the manager, the people leader, to delegate access to that insights dashboard and see what they see about Copilot. However, it's just that access. It's not that the manager is giving access to their personal insights to someone. So there's a good distinction there. There's a few things that an admin can do to set this up and make it possible or not possible. Leaders can revoke that access at any time. Delegates cannot access or cannot delegate access to others. Right? They're given access, but they can't pass it on to someone else. What is that called? Subcontracting?
Right. You may not pass what I have given you.
Yes, got it. Exactly. Yeah. So I think it's a good thing to assist a manager with that, and perhaps they need a bit of coaching early on too. Like they have this power and responsibility, but they might need someone on their team to help them out with it. So
absolutely. Yeah. I mean, this is I think that is a big part of why they're doing this is. Yep. And the same way you have leaders who, don't manage their calendar, they delegate that stuff. I mean, seriously, right? Like in the same kind of way, this could be another thing that helping, do those tasks and delegation is a sign of good leadership. And so here we have that functionality.
Look, would you rather people that the manager says, look, I don't have time for this stuff. Our team's not going to participate. We're not going to have access to this thing. Or, I'm totally behind it. I just don't have time to follow up on these things. But I'll get a team member to help me out with that. I think the second option would be better.
Yeah.
So this is generally available. Begin rolling out June 2024. Expected to be complete early July. So it should be soonish. Mm-hmm. And
keep talking, Daryl. I like your voice today. Why don't you keep talking about?
It was kind of fun last week, wasn't it? When you said that you muted me. I'm not going to mute you because I could, but I'll go on to the next message instead. So Microsoft Teams in chat files will be renamed to shared and get new features. This is MC 800 850. This is when we're in a chat and Daniel might share a couple of documents with me over the 2 or 3 weeks that he's been chatting with me. And I want a quick and easy way to find those files rather than scrolling up and finding them. Personally, I don't find myself using this feature much, but it's there. I can go to the Files tab and see those list of files that Daniel has shared with me. That's been changed to shared now because there's going to be a distinction between files that you've shared and links that you've shared. And you can see them all, of course. And then there's also a recent view. So when you go to the shared tab in a chat with someone or with a group, and remember that's going to include Teams meetings, you'll have that breakdown. And that it is going to be useful to be able to go through, quickly find what files have been shared over time and check that out. So we do have 3 screenshots in this message. There has been a slight mistake with the second and third one about what it's referring to, but I think you'll get the gist that there are 3 tabs, and you can even see a list of the links. Feature request eventually is make those links look prettier because the default icon, it could fetch a thumbnail or something of where that link is going off to. But nice feature. Daniel, do you think you would be using this much?
Absolutely, and getting that additional links, I think is cool because we didn't have that before, right? If somebody just shared a link off to, in the screenshot, there's a Figma link, right? Like, that's nice. And then talking about, coming soon after the rollout, things like image previews
Yeah.
for links. That's cool to actually see what is it kind of looking, so that we don't indiscriminately click on links in this keyword search to find the content within this view. That's cool. And then media links, so images, videos, that kind of. So not only are we getting this new functionality, we'll get even more new functionality later. We just have to. I think the helping people prepare for change around this, Daryl, right now, is that two things. One, link files is changing to shared within chat. And then two is, hey, we have links that are available to us.
Yeah. Good roundup.
Yeah.
Targeted release begins rolling out early July 2024, complete mid-July. And general availability worldwide begin rolling out mid-July and expected to be complete late July. That is the show. Not bad.
Yes.
We flowed, man.
We did. And, I think next week, or this week, I guess, at the end of the week when we are doing show prep, maybe we'll do the live thing again. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel so that you get that prompt in YouTube to say, oh, they're live. Check it out. So we'd love for you to join. We have a live chat and you can participate. Would love that part. That was fun today, or fun when we were doing prep for this. So
as opposed to the now fun, right, Daniel? Because it's still fun to do the real show.
Absolutely, it is.
Right.
Leave us a comment. Hit us up on the socials at 365MCS. We'd love to have a conversation with you about all these changes and more. So
have
thanks for joining us,
fantastic
everybody.
week.
Yeah, absolutely. Bye-bye
See you again.
for now.